Alright, welcome back to episode 19 of the Millennial Madmen podcast. I am your host, Steve, and I'm here with
Jose.
And we're going to start off with Logan Paul and how he sucks.
Yes. The aftermath of his fight with Floyd Mayweather. Your boy.
Well, you saw the theory that he got knocked out, and then Mayweather held him up. Held him up to keep the fight going until he gained consciousness back.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he came out and was like, I didn't get knocked out. It looked like I went limp, but I didn't. Like, dude, you got knocked out.
If you go limp, you get knocked out. That's over.
But that fight was garbage. It looked like a high school fight.
Even from Mayweather's side?
Yeah. Mayweather did what he does best. He runs away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he did.
That's all he does.
That's all he did. And then Logan Paul, had no technique. He was just throwing. Gassed. Get the shit kicked out of him. Throwing. Gassed. Shit kicked out of him.
Yeah. Which I expect. I think most of us expected that. You can't fight.
No, you can't. Now they're talking about the brother going to fight Mayweather.
Oh, yeah? Jake Paul?
Yeah. Apparently the brother's the better of the two.
He is. He's an actual fighter.
Yeah.
Versus Logan Paul. A hobbyist. I guess you could call.
That one I might get a little more excited for.
Yeah. It was a waste. I mean, he shouldn't have fought Logan Paul in the first place. He should have fought Jake Paul. Yeah. There was no point to this fight.
In a fight that counted, though. It should be a fight that counted. No, I'm saying if he fought Jake Paul.
If he fought Jake Paul?
Yeah. If he fights Jake Paul, it's got to be a fight that counts.
Yeah.
It can't be
because Jake Paul's actually serious.
Yeah, exactly.
When it comes to boxing.
But that fight was ridiculous.
It lasted all 8 rounds, though, right?
Yeah, all 8 rounds.
Minus that he got knocked out and held back up.
Yeah. I think that was in the 5th round. I don't remember what round it was, but yeah, he got hit and he just went limp, and Mayweather just caught him and brought him back up and then started hitting him again.
We need this to go on. Too much money at stake.
Yeah, we need to earn our money, and that's what I'll give his props to. You went all 8 rounds with Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
It's impressive. McGregor couldn't even do that.
Yeah, he did.
Did he go all 8 rounds?
I thought he got knocked out in the 8th.
He got knocked out in the 8th round. I was saying he lasted the entire 8 rounds. Theoretically got knocked out.
Yeah.
Fight wasn't called, so.
No.
I feel like it should have been. Because even the ref had to ask Logan Paul if he was okay. Are you good? He's like, yeah. Throw.
That's how professional fighting is. The ref will ask you, good to go on?
Yeah.
Or do you want me to stop? And they either say yes or no.
No, call that fight, dude. I just got my ass kicked.
Where's my stool? I gotta sit down.
Dude, and it's so funny because Logan Paul thought he was so up there. He was yelling at his team, when the stool was come on, man, get the stool. Whenever his stool was coming, he's like, come on, I gotta sit down.
Can't take no more of this.
But, I mean, when that man walked out wearing a holographic Charizard around his neck, I was confused.
Yeah.
That is allegedly worth $1 million.
Yeah, according to him, it's worth $1 million. Supposedly it's a $250,000 card, but after the fight, because it was worn on his neck, he's saying...
Oh, he's saying it's worth $1 million.
Now it's worth $1 million because I wore it to this fight. What?
I could see that. Now, Floyd Mayweather was wearing it. Yeah, it's worth $1 million. But you're Logan Paul, dude. You're up there, but you're not Floyd Mayweather up there.
Yeah. Valuable. A card.
Oh, yeah, the holographic Charizard?
Holographic Charizard card is $1 million.
Not $1 million.
$250,000.
It's up there. 10 years ago, it was worth $100.
Uh-huh.
Now it's worth, I don't know the exact number because it keeps going up.
What happened?
It's very rare.
But what happened in the past 10 years where prices started?
They started making more Pokemon.
They did?
Yeah, there's originally 150 Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's 8 or 900, I think. I have to look that up. How many actual Pokemon are there?
And that just skyrocketed the value of Pokemon.
The rareness of the holographic Charizard. There's 898 Pokemon, so I was in the right area.
Really, really close.
I was 800 or 900, yeah. That is wild. So, yeah, and as of May 11th, 2021, there are 898 Pokemon and 59 legendary Pokemon. That is wild. But yeah, so, yeah, he wore the...
Yeah, he had a little glass case.
The little glass case, the diamond chain.
Mm-hmm.
Holographic Charizard. Which is cool because it's very rare to get one. It was, even as a kid. Like, if you had a holographic Charizard, you quit in school, dude. Like, I'm done. I got a holographic Charizard. I'm king of the world.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's how Logan Paul felt. Going into that fight.
Going into that fight.
Going into that fight, he felt like that.
So what was his fight last night? What was that thing?
It was a big event with other famous YouTubers fighting famous TikTokers that nobody cares about.
Like, they both, on both sides nobody cares about, or just TikTok?
I don't care about TikTok, so I want to say nobody cares.
Oh, okay. Like, I don't even know what YouTubers were in this thing.
Yeah, Austin McBroom.
Done.
The big fight between him and Bryce Hall. Big TikToker was dating Addison Rae.
Oh, yeah, I kind of know.
Yeah. Yeah, he got knocked the fuck out by Austin McBroom.
Oh, did
he? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm seeing that right now.
He got his ass kicked. Which was the thing, that was the final fight. I think that was the big one.
They each got $1 million. Well, so the person who got knocked out, like, so McBroom got the knockout and got a bonus of $1 million because he knocked out.
On top of whatever he
made.
Was getting paid to fight.
Oh, it's not clear though if he's gonna get that $1 million because it was a TKO because the ref intervened. He didn't knock him out. It was a technical knockout.
Oh, but still the same thing, right?
Yeah, I think he should get it. You know, if there was that $1 million bonus on it, like
yeah.
a KO is a KO.
Exactly. So the ref didn't stop it. I mean, this dude Bryce Hall would have gotten killed.
Killed, yeah.
That's why the ref has to step in.
FaZe? Are you serious? Hold on. Who won that one? A FaZe clan member defeated Michael Lay.
By knockout.
By knockout.
Also in 2 rounds.
In round 2, yeah.
Yeah, TikTokers, they did not win this night.
I don't even know who Michael Lay is. I don't know any of these people. I just recognize the name FaZe.
Yeah, FaZe.
Big gaming clan right there. Huge gaming clan. One that I would aspire to be a part of. What I'm getting at is for us to have our podcast blow up, one of us have to go fight a famous YouTuber TikToker.
Yeah.
All right, nose guns.
I mean, you're already trying to fight a kangaroo, so.
A kangaroo, yeah.
That's in the works.
That is in the works, I guess.
Be on the lookout for that, ladies and gentlemen.
Sure. Yeah, let's go with that. I'm trying to see what else is going on here. Ryan Johnson? I don't know who any of these people are.
Exactly.
So why was this such a big thing?
Douchebag versus douchebag all night, basically.
Douchebag
and the bigger douchebags lost.
The bigger douchebags lost. Oh, man. The bigger douchebag lost. That was good. That was funny. I liked that. But that... Yeah, I don't know any of these people. That's probably why I didn't give a shit. Like, at least I knew who Logan Paul was.
Yeah. Yeah, they fought in Miami, I think.
Was it a good fight, the McBroom versus Bryce Hall, or was it an absolute domination?
I think it was an absolute domination. It's been all over social media.
Yeah, because Sporting News says Austin McBroom dominated Bryce Hall.
Yeah, he turned his face into like a big slab of ground beef.
And Ethan Gibb versus Taylor Holder. Ended in a draw?
Yeah, I think there was one draw. And one fight didn't even happen. It got canceled at the last minute.
Why?
For some odd reason. I don't know.
Apparently, that guy in Ensign Gibb got robbed. They're saying that it shouldn't have been a draw, that he won, but I don't know. I'm not reading all the statistics here to disagree or agree. But sure, yeah, let's say he got robbed. But that's wild. That this is actually becoming a thing.
On Twitter?
No, just social media in general, beating the shit out of each other.
Like the actual, like, fights?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Thought you meant, like, he got robbed. It's trending on Twitter.
No, this is just an actual thing that influencers are literally...
Celebrity boxing is becoming a bigger thing.
Dude, it's going to turn into Celebrity Deathmatch.
Deathmatch.
You remember that cartoon? MTV? Oh, God.
Celebrity?
Deathmatch. It was like little clay figurines, and they would bring out actual actors as clay figurines, and they'd fight each other to the death.
I don't remember this.
You've never seen Celebrity Deathmatch? Oh, my God. You need to look up Celebrity Deathmatch. Dude, they did, like, the wildest things. They would do, like, Tom Cruise versus, like, Jason Statham.
That doesn't sound familiar at all.
That wasn't an actual thing, but...
Wait, wasn't it things? What happened?
No, it was a thing. It was a thing, but it was, like, little clay figurines. You've never seen this? You have never seen Celebrity Deathmatch.
No, where was this on?
MTV. Like, Beavis and Butthead.
That Paris Hilton and... What's her name?
Yeah, I guess.
What the hell? I have never seen that, no.
Bro, that is wild. They do The Rock versus Chris Rock. It's just, it was good comedy back in the day. That shit was funny as fuck. It ran for 6 seasons in 1998.
1998.
1998
Okay, that's
to...
definitely before.
It doesn't say. It doesn't say there's a final episode date. But the most recent episode was their last episode, which was March 30th of 2007.
So a long time ago.
Sure.
14 years.
It's wild, though. But yeah, Vaughn versus Wilson. So this is Paul Wall versus Mike Jones. Andy Mikolanis versus Steve-O. And Vince Vaughn versus Owen Wilson.
I feel like Vince Vaughn's going to win.
You can find it on Paramount Plus and Amazon Prime.
Oh, great.
You don't have either one of those. Bro, okay, I'm going to talk about something for a minute.
It's okay, we'll YouTube that later.
So, you know the show iCarly?
Yeah.
Getting rebooted
Mm-hmm.
into the future of our generation where they're all grown up.
Yeah.
Low key looks good as fuck. The
Talk-
reboot looks really good.
On Paramount.
On Paramount Plus, yeah.
We talked about this.
I know, but I'm saying it looks good. I saw the actual trailer for it the other day.
Uh-huh.
Like an actual trailer for it, and it looks good. Like they're drinking beer and stuff like that. It's like something you wouldn't expect out of something that was supposed to be a Nickelodeon reboot.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not a Nickelodeon reboot.
No.
It's Paramount.
Yeah. The
It's
world
now
has
an
changed.
adult sitcom show.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I'm talking about that.
For millennials.
For millennials, yeah. I gotta talk about my frog story.
Okay.
The frog story.
You got a frog story?
Yes. It's
Yeah.
very annoying. So, earlier this week,
Hmm.
as you know, I have a pond in the backyard.
Yeah.
Well, what's attracted to water?
Frogs.
Frogs. That's right.
Okay.
And you know
Okay.
what last week was? Mating season.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Okay.
Until I started hearing this. I wish I recorded it, but I didn't because I was too pissed off about it and it was midnight.
Mhm.
I hear this loud, like, you've seen the movie Predator?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the sound I was hearing.
Like clicking?
Yeah, right? I was hearing this loud clicking noise and like this croaking noise. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And it's constant, a constant type shit, like Chewbacca going
Should've gotten
on.
the gun, man. That's kind of scary.
Right?
What if Predator was there?
I walk out there,
So
right?
called Arnold.
I need you at the pond now.
No. Get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper. Anyway, so I go out there. My wife and I go out there and go smoke a cigarette. See what's going on. There's a bunch of frogs. Just like 12 of them. 12 frogs in and around my pond. Right? Now, what I didn't know until I learned this that day, the frogs eat fish.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Right.
I always thought frogs just ate bugs.
I guess not.
But apparently they will eat fish if there's no bugs around. Luckily, I have mosquitoes for days out there, and they can eat all the mosquitoes they want. So I had no problem with these frogs in my pond. They're just going to keep the bugs away. 12 of them? Little excessive. Like, let's get rid of a few of them.
Yeah.
So now I'm over here trying to figure out, how am I going to get rid of these frogs? I don't have a big enough net to just scoop them up. And even if I do scoop them up, where am I going to put them?
Neighbor's yard.
No, I like my neighbors. Right?
Just chuck them
Both of
over.
them,
Just
right?
chuck them over the fence, man.
So I have this orange Home Depot bucket.
Okay.
And I'm building a patio out of brick. So I got these little square bricks. So I was like, okay, I'm going to put them in the bucket, put the brick on top of it, so they'll hop out, and I'll just go move them somewhere. So as I'm scooping these things are fucking, mind you, okay? These things are going at it.
Okay.
And I'm scooping them up, putting them in there. And so I'm trying to figure out, what am I going to do with them? And I got this little compactor that I built when I built the pond to flatten out the thing. I was like, do I just crush them? Do I just fucking have a frog sandwich day?
That would be the humane way to do it, yeah.
That would be the horrible way to do it. Like, PETA would be over here faster than...
It's not like they're looking.
Oh, man. Yeah, but PETA's always watching.
That's terrible news. Scary news.
It's scary news, yeah. They're like the NSA. Anyway, so I ended up putting them in the bucket, walking about 15 feet to my front yard, and dumping them in this really tall grass. And they were still making this noise. Now, I'm smoking a cigarette watching this happen. I'm telling you, tall grass. Like, tall grass, like up to my ankles. Or not my ankles, like half of my calves. Right? Up there, dumped them out there, whatever. Smoking a cigarette, I'm walking away, and all of a sudden I start seeing the grass move. This noise attracts snakes.
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure those frogs got eaten by some snakes.
Did the noise stop suddenly?
I don't know. I kept walking, smoking my cigarette, and had a nice life.
Okay. Did the noise go away? Did you get some sleep?
No. Because the next day, well, yeah, that day, I got some sleep. Next day, I hear it again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what the hell? I go out there, and there's one frog. One alone, standing on top of the other, like, the spitter fountain that I have to keep the oxygen for the fish, that spits the water back out, is a frog. And that frog is sitting on top of said frog. So he's sitting on the fake frog. I'm just standing there making that noise, looking at me. I'm like, this motherfucker.
Last man standing.
Last man standing. So I grabbed him, and I just threw him. I threw him into the neighbor's yard. Sorry, Evan.
You should have done in the first place.
No, dude. Because I wasn't. Why would I do that to my neighbors?
Because they can't blame you. They'll just say,
my neighbor just gave me a free lawnmower.
Okay, well, the other neighbor.
He's a mechanic.
And?
He's a mechanic. He gave me the free lawnmower. Anyway. Yeah, anyway, I can't do that, man. Apparently these things are, like, horrible to dogs, too. Like, if a dog licks them, it could kill your dog.
They're poisonous.
I guess. Not to humans.
To dogs.
Yeah. Annoying, dude. Yeah, so they're pretty sure they got eaten by snakes, but now...
So you let nature do its thing.
It did let nature do its thing.
Exactly. So
just not in my backyard.
Peter should be very happy.
Yeah, just not in my backyard.
No.
Now...
Because the snakes are happy.
Fast forward to yesterday. I go feed my fish pond.
Okay.
Feed them. I see all these little black dots on my rocks.
Oh, shit. Tadpoles?
Fucking tadpoles.
So they successfully...
mated and reproduced in my pond.
That's a very quick...
Very
process.
quick turnaround.
Very quick turnaround.
Very quick turnaround. It takes us 9 months. It takes them 5 minutes.
I know. It's like McDonald's employees.
Right? I'm not done with my story. We'll get into McDonald's here in a minute. I'm not done with my story. I'm fucking irritated about this. So I look it up. Long story, mid-story short here. Goldfish eat tadpoles.
Okay.
And there's goldfish in my pond.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just not going to feed my fish for like 3 days and let them eat the tadpoles.
So again, nature.
Nature.
Doing its thing.
Doing its thing. Fuck you, PETA.
Yeah. We abide by your rules. They'll get mad at us.
Yeah. Naples, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know where that's at?
Nope.
You don't? Oh, I thought
No, I
you
do
were
not.
from Florida.
Where Naples is.
Naples, Florida. Naples man calls 911 about a McDonald's order and says he has cocaine in his butt.
You heard that right.
Yeah, I was going to say
Yeah, you heard that right.
in his butt.
Up his butt.
So he went to McDonald's. Goes to McDonald's and he orders. We'll say it doesn't say what he ordered. We'll say he orders a quarter pounder with cheese.
Okay, it was a burger of some
There's
kind.
a burger of some kind, and they get it wrong. Not once, but twice.
Okay.
Okay, it's infuriating.
Yeah.
I'd be mad.
Yeah, especially if you're hungry, you know.
Exactly.
Got the munchies.
Got the munchies, guys. So he started yelling at the employees naturally, but I don't do that. I don't yell at employees. I'm a very patient person.
Yeah.
Get it? We're all human. We make mistakes. If you fuck my shit up twice, I'm gonna yell at you.
Now you're at the breaking point.
Exactly. So they wanted him to leave. They said no, or he said no, and they called the police. Police told him, "Look, man, you gotta leave," and he refused to leave until they got his burger right. And so they arrested him. As they did a search on him, they found weed. As they put him into the patrol car, he says, "Oh, he goes, while he was being placed in the patrol car, he then admitted to having another drug tucked away." And you guessed it. In his ass. In his ass. In his ass.
Rectum drugs, huh?
Rectum drugs. Gotta do it.
What kind of drugs?
Cocaine.
Oh, of course.
20 grams of it.
20 grams of cocaine.
That's a lot to go up your ass. Anyway.
Was it crack cocaine or was it like powdery?
I think it's just the powder. It doesn't say. It just says,
it's a rock. That's not good.
Yeah, 20 grams of marijuana and 20 grams of cocaine.
Well, at least he was consistent.
Yeah, I suppose.
Unlike those employees at McDonald's.
So apparently, he was taken to the hospital to get it taken out of his ass.
Was that far up there?
I guess.
What? They couldn't just put some needle nose pliers in there and just...
Okay, then.
And
anyway.
just extract it?
Yeah, that's pretty much what they did. They took him to the hospital, and they put him on a stretcher, and they removed it. Definitely not a good morning there.
No. No, this is why I don't want to be a doctor.
So he's facing charges for trespass, marijuana possession, cocaine possession, and resisting law enforcement without violence. Apparently, you can get arrested for resisting without violence.
Resist without violence? Like, did he run away?
He's probably just like, no, I'm not going to do that. And then they charged him with it.
That's a chargeable offense?
I guess so.
What the hell?
Yeah, there's your Florida man story of the day.
Of the day. That's a good one.
It is a good one. Cocaine up your ass.
I know. Imagine being at the hospital. All of a sudden, you get the police calling you and say, "Hey, we need you down here." Okay. And then they see a guy on the stretcher, face down, tied down with handcuffs. And they say, "Hey, we need you to get something out of this guy's butt."
Face down, ass up. That's the way we like to what?
Like them frogs.
Oh, fuck them frogs, dude. I don't even want to get back into that.
Did you eat them like you did in France?
No, I did not. No. Bro, imagine if the baggie would have broke.
Then you could just shit out the cocaine.
I'm sure that would burn like hell.
How? Does cocaine burn? In your ass?
You've never...
No, I've never.
Oh, yeah, it burns.
What if it was pure?
I don't know if it burns in your ass. If it was pure, it's a brick.
No, like pure powder.
Oh, I'm sure it would still burn.
You sure it's
You
not
ever
just...
accidentally get like pixie stick up your nose?
No. Who the fuck does that?
Me.
Nah, of course.
Anyway, that would just... I'd imagine that would hurt like hell. Anything going up your nose hurts like hell. Even like nasal cleaner, like, you know...
Nasal spray for like when you have runny nose?
That's even uncomfortable.
Uh-huh. But your ass?
I don't know, I've never shoved anything up my ass, so...
I don't know. You were in the military. You may have.
Yeah, big green weenie. Gotta love it.
Suppositories.
That is fucking wild.
Maybe use the condom.
That's a great way to hide. That's a great place to hide things. Why would you tell him?
I don't know. Maybe it was really uncomfortable.
Maybe
It was really uncomfortable. And he's like, I can't take no more of this. Hey, take this out.
Get this out of me.
I gotta go. And I can't do it with this baggie of coke.
I don't think I'd ever be that desperate for drugs.
To where you
To where I'm gonna shove it up my ass.
Up your ass. I mean, a lot of crackheads do that apparently. Meth heads.
Shit, people do it in prison. It's how they get drugs into prison.
Yeah. And they don't get caught.
I would never. You didn't pay me enough to shove something up my ass.
What if it was a shank?
Why would that go up my... No!
So you can sneak it in, protect yourself. You know?
I am not shoving a sharp object in my anal cavity.
Like from a Deadpool 2. Deadpool 2. What do you call it?
The prison pocket.
Prison pocket, yeah. There's a term for it, too.
There's
prison
a term
pocket.
for it. That is nasty.
He had all kinds of stuff in his ass.
Yeah.
He would pull it out all the time, and Deadpool was like, get that away from me.
What? Get that away from me. That movie is great. I'm excited for 3 to come out next year.
Yeah, is it next year?
I think so.
Yeah,
I don't think they've officially released when it's coming out yet. Ryan Reynolds got that movie coming out in August.
Which one?
Free Guy. He's in a video game.
Oh, I've seen the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, where he's in a video game.
Yeah.
He's like
He kills the
innocent.
player. He breaks the wall and kills
Yeah.
the player.
Looks like an interesting movie.
It looks like a really good movie.
Yeah.
It looks like a Grand Theft Auto come to life.
Like a new concept. Unlike all what you've been seeing in Hollywood. The same
The
shit.
same
Over and over.
story.
Again. Sequels 30 years later.
Yeah. They were watching movies and the parts. I don't know if you saw that at work yesterday. They were watching a movie on the big TV that's above the parts desk.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, they pulled it up Disney Plus, I think it was. Or some website. They were watching, when I went in there was the Goonies. I'm surprised they haven't tried to remake that yet.
Why? It's a classic.
It is a classic, but they've been remaking everything.
It's true.
Like, they even
How are
brought
you gonna
Jurassic Park back.
How are you gonna remake that though? The Goonies.
I don't know. A sequel? They're all grown up. Their own kids go on some wacky adventure.
The kids go like It, I guess, remake.
Yeah.
Which I don't see why they remade anyways. But still good.
The new It was alright. It wasn't as scary as the original.
No, because you're a kid when you saw the
Yeah, true. True. I did finally watch A Quiet Place. All the way through.
Oh, okay.
I did finally watch the first one all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
Great fucking movie.
Yes, I agree.
Great movie.
And with
I know we talked about that last week, but...
And very little dialogue too.
Very little dialogue.
Yeah, it's still a great movie.
I brought this up to my wife. I was like, this must have been the easiest job an editor's ever had to do. All right, boss, what do you want me to do? He goes, just mute everything. Footsteps, everything. Any sound you hear, mute that motherfucker. This dude just clicked a mute button and made a movie.
And just stayed there until the director says, okay, now unmute it.
Yeah.
For 5 seconds. Then mute it again.
Yeah. I was not ready for the little kid to get completely obliterated.
At the very beginning?
In the very beginning, I didn't think the kid was going to die.
That's how they hook you into the movie.
Yeah, I didn't think the kid was going to get destroyed like that. I thought he was going to make it. Because it was in the trailer. That him running to get the kid and the monster getting to him, but it cut before anything happened.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, they didn't show it, so the kid had to have made it. And I totally expected that kid to make it. No, dude, that kid got obliterated.
Yeah,
and I felt horrible, dude. Like, I felt it, bro. I was like, damn, that's sad, bro.
He just got scooped up by a freaking alien monster thing in a blink of an eye.
Now, there was one part in that movie that completely made me so fucking mad. You had a shotgun.
Mm-hmm. The whole time.
The whole time.
The whole time, yeah.
The end of the movie. Right? It's been out for a long time. We can talk about it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So the end of the movie, when old boy dies, like whatever his name, I don't even know anybody their names.
Dad.
Yeah. Dad.
That's the
when
dad.
Dad dies, right? When he dies,
Jim. Just call him Jim.
Jim. Yeah. Okay. From The Office. Jim. When Jim dies, but I didn't know he was the director of that movie too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was the director of that movie. Anyway, he dies. They run inside. The wife is downstairs, and in the radio of the basement, right? And the monster's right in front of her, trying to figure out where she's at because he can't see. And she has this shotgun pointed to his face. Now, here's the thing: when they were about to eat, they would scream, and all their armor would come apart. Shoot that motherfucker right there! No, instead they waited for the little girl to figure out that sound affects them too.
Well, they couldn't really shoot him because they would have tracked more monsters.
Well, she still shot
there were
the thing.
3
Yeah.
in the area.
Yeah,
So that's why shooting him was a last resort.
Yeah.
Because if you shoot one, alright, cool, you killed one if you hit him.
Yeah.
But
now
you have 2 running right after you. So you have to be prepared to kill those 2 of them. That's why at the end, when they figured out that the high-pitched sound affected them, to incapacitate them, they could afford to have both of them come at them. Because now they can pick them off one at a time. Whereas if they're coming at you full speed and you have one pump-action shotgun, you may get one out.
But no, you're going to get fucked. Exactly. Yeah. That's a good point. But I did watch the trailer for the second one. I don't think I'm going to watch it.
No?
No, I'm getting a Walking Dead feel from it. Where they run into other humans, and now they're all against each other, and they're trying to kill each other. Now there's way too much going on in one movie, a silent movie at that, to not have any dialogue.
Well, it's not going to be a silent movie like the first one.
Oh, it's not?
Because remember, it's a prequel, so it's before...
Oh, right, it is a prequel.
Yeah,
that was the other part that bothered me about them. There was no backstory.
That's right.
No backstory at all, and I was like, I kind of want to know what happened here.
But you still enjoyed the movie.
Yeah.
That's how you know it's a really good movie, because there was no backstory, but you just figured it out. They have clues, newspaper clippings.
Yeah.
And you got it.
Like, the movie started off with the news talking about something happening.
Yeah.
And just people getting eaten. That was a really good movie. It's probably the first movie I've enjoyed in a while. Mm-hmm. Like, I really enjoyed that movie. I paid $4 for it to rent it. Yeah.
Not bad. On Netflix?
No, Amazon.
Amazon.
But wild shit, man.
Yeah.
Wild shit.
I gotta see 2. 2's in theaters now for a little while.
It's on Amazon too.
Amazon? Okay, yeah. I gotta watch it.
I might watch that tonight when we talk about it next week.
Yeah.
But speaking of scary shit, Scooby-Doo used to be really terrifying.
Yeah.
Like I looked it up. I don't remember what it was, but there is actually a question on Google. It's what's the scariest episode of Scooby-Doo? They give you like a list of 10 of them, but that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about fan theories, conspiracy, like what you did with SpongeBob.
Yeah.
But I have Scooby-Doo.
Cool. Let's get into it.
Scooby-Doo is a Soviet space dog.
Soviet. I didn't expect that to come out of your mouth. Soviet.
Yeah,
space
Soviet.
dog. Okay.
Because he can talk.
And
some fans think he can't really think. Anyway, the show was in the 1960s, right? At the time, America had the USSR locked in the so-called space race.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The first achievement was obviously us. We reached the moon. We beat him. But the fan theory is that Scooby is a runaway from the Soviets to join the Americans and just happened to run into Shaggy. And at this point, Shaggy thinks it's made up because he's high all the time.
Is that another conspiracy?
No, Shaggy's high all the time. That's a fact, bro. Like, come on now. But here it says, naturally the scientists got attached and defected with Scooby to the USA, right? So a scientist found Scooby.
Mm-hmm.
Got attached. Mm-hmm. Scientist died, right? CIA went searching for Scooby because he ran off. This is a very complicated one. I don't know how to, like, I want to read the whole thing, but I don't want to read the whole thing. I'm trying to break it down, but it's very complicated to break down. This is a very in-depth fucking theory. Fuck that one. He's a Soviet, alright? He's Russian. Scooby is fucking Russian.
Space dog, okay.
Oh, this one, I liked this one. The show takes place during an economic depression. I actually read this one, so I can talk about this one.
All right.
So, this one is like, the rich people, everybody is struggling to make money, which is why they're a mystery gang. Who's a fucking mystery gang anymore? This is the fucking 70s? That's a lot of the times it's detective shows or shows like this were in the 60s and 70s, right? Mm-hmm. Awesome. So, everybody struggled, which is why they were trying to create attractions. Most of their times it was at amusement parks, right? Or it was at something entertaining, and they would always do something like, oh, it's being haunted, let's go check it out. They were using it to bring money. But everywhere they visit is run down.
Uh-huh.
Like, it's just abandoned or it looks like crap. They never visit anywhere nice.
Right, yeah.
Which is why it's hinted at in economic depression, is because they can't afford anything to build it up. Which is why they're doing all these scary things to bring in money so they can fix up their place. But in reality, they're doing a crime, and ScoobyDoo, or the Scooby Gang and the damn dog, ruin their plan of making money. The Mystery Gang, yeah. Right? This one was weird. I didn't like this one. Apparently they're a cult.
A cult?
A cult, yeah.
Okay.
Mystery Inc. is a cult. I didn't like this one, but it's because, like, of their personalities. You know, Fred, who's the jock, Daphne, who's a whore, Velma, who's the smart one, Shaggy the stoner, and a dog. Right? That could talk.
Nothing in common.
Nothing in common. So it's why would they be friends? Like, that's pretty much what some of this
why would they be
a
cult? You know?
Yeah. It says...
Is it cult or cult?
Cult.
Cult.
C-U-L-T.
Cult.
Yeah. Cult.
Okay. Cult.
So it says... Yeah, it's literally just talking about their personalities. Fred, the handsome, friendly frontman. The fashionable with Daphne. Velma has the brains. Shaggy has full-blown conversations with the dog. It all sounds a little bit like a cult. Fred would obviously be the cult leader who recruits groupies. Daphne to obey his every command. Velma's intelligence makes her useful. And she could also be seeking acceptance from the cool kids, in quotes. As for Shaggy, well, men who claim dog can talk to them has famously disturbing history, much like cult members.
Nah, it's too wild.
That one was, I didn't like that one. But we're going to go over all of them. We'll rate these theories. How about that?
Okay.
So the Soviet one, I'm going to give that one a 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
Because why not?
Wow.
That one was really in-depth. I just didn't want to read the whole fucking thing. Mm-hmm. They're all draft dodgers.
I kind of believe that, but what about the girls?
Yeah. I was just about to make that statement.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, this is a very short one. So, it said Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Premiered in 1969. Also happening that year, the Vietnam War.
Mm-hmm.
As able-bodied men, seemingly over 18, Fred and Shaggy would both be eligible for the draft. Which begs the obvious question, is Mystery Inc. just a bunch of draft dodgers? The boys could be driving that van straight to Canada to avoid deployment, along with Fred's fiancée Daphne and their anti-war activist friend Velma. Scooby's stance on the war remains unclear, but he's along for the ride.
That one does make sense. Like, they're draft dodgers just hanging out, driving to Canada, trying to get away from the law.
Yeah.
And from the draft. That does make sense. That's a good one. Give that one
I'll give that one a 5 out of 5.
Oh,
I was doing out of 5. My bad.
Out of 5, okay.
Yeah.
Go 5 out of 5.
Oh, okay.
5 stars. Whatever.
What the fuck? I didn't remember reading this one. That's a short one too. Scooby Snacks alter your genes.
Like your genetic
code. Yeah.
Why? How?
I'm just gonna read it. What if Scooby's preferred treat is really a steroid capable of editing a genetic code? It would explain why Scooby and other members of his canine family, like ScoobyDoo and ScoobyDum, can talk, as well as their ability to perform completely ridiculous stunts. Also, if ScoobyDoo is on steroids, it would explain why he's always trying to fight.
That's true, he is always trying to fight.
But what about its effects on humans? As far as we know, Shaggy is the only person that eats Scooby Snacks. The only guy who eats dog treats. Shaggy's the only person. And he seems to have a freakishly high metabolism considering the mile-high sandwiches he eats in his super skinny frame.
Yes. Insanely high.
Yeah, he's always eating. But it's because he's got the munchies.
Yeah, because he's always high.
It's always
But then
high.
where does the food go? Metabolism.
Yeah.
From steroids.
In
his dog treat.
In the dog treats.
That's good.
I like that one. It's not a 5 out of 5. I'll get it like a 3.
Yeah, I was thinking like a 3.5 or maybe 4.
Because there wasn't really anything funny in that one. Or anything factual.
I mean, does steroids make you hungry and burn all the fat?
I don't know.
From all the sandwiches?
I don't do steroids. I don't know. Oh, this one everybody knows. I can talk about this one for days. Fred drives the mystery machine because the real owner is too high. It's Shaggy's van.
It's Shaggy's van.
But Shaggy's too high to drive, so Fred drives it.
That makes sense. Well,
It's all day.
Freddy's car?
Probably didn't have one.
Why does the handsome front man not have a car, but the stoner has a car?
Yeah, true.
You know, like, what the heck?
But my thing is like, why? I want to know how they came together. I wish there was a backstory on Scooby-Doo. Like how they all
Is there not
became...
like a kid Scooby-Doo?
No, I don't think
when
so.
they were in school together or something?
I don't think so.
No?
But they need to go... Like, Scooby-Doo needs to answer these questions. Even the movies didn't answer this question.
No, it was...
The movies went straight into it.
Yeah, just like the show was.
But... Anyway. But yeah, this one's just saying... He drives because either he's too high or because Shaggy lost his license for driving under the influence. That's why he sits in the back.
Yeah.
What the No. I didn't see this one. I didn't go through all 10 of them, I'm going to be honest with you.
Okay, what do you got?
Shaggy? Oh my god, I can't do this. Shaggy is Captain America's son.
What?
I have to read this one.
That doesn't make any sense.
The theory starts with small coincidences. Like the fact that Norville, Shaggy, Rogers, and Steve Rogers share the same last name.
Okay, they got that.
Then it builds to something bigger when you factor in a small detail from Captain America the Winter Soldier. While out on a morning run, Sam Wilson, aka Falcon, claims that Steve can run 13 miles in a half hour at a rate that breaks down to 26 miles an hour. Shaggy, meanwhile, frequently keeps pace with Scooby, a Great Dane. Those dogs run up to 30 miles an hour. Ergo, Shaggy is Steve Rogers' son.
I mean, there's no way. Who's his mom?
Peggy! Yeah.
So he's half British. And why is he a draft dodger?
Maybe he didn't like it. We can talk about this one for a minute.
His dad is Captain America, though.
Maybe he didn't like the whole idea. You know, because when Captain America went back, he couldn't be Captain America. To keep the timeline from fucking up.
What?
Endgame.
Uh-huh.
He went back in time to live his life as Steve Rogers, not as Captain America. And he did. Mm-hmm. That's why at the end he gives him the shield.
That's after Endgame. Okay. But before Endgame, allegedly when this happened.
But, what do you mean?
What do you mean? Why did
he didn't have a life or kids or anything until he went back and lived his life.
But Scooby-Doo and Shaggy was in 1969.
Which would make sense because when he went back and actually lived out his life, he would have kids.
If this is a post-Endgame theory.
If it's a post-Endgame
Yeah,
theory.
if it's a post-Endgame theory.
Let me fact check to see when this article was a thing. When did Endgame come out?
2019.
What day? Like month.
It was May.
This is post Endgame. October 2019.
October.
So yes, I will give this one a 5 out of 5 for creativity. That is wild because it could be a thing that happened.
He became a draft dodger.
Sure.
When his dad was Captain America.
But he didn't know his dad was Captain America.
He never told him.
Probably not.
His own family, his own son. Like,
He's got to keep his identity.
I'm Captain America.
I mean, Peggy obviously knew.
Yeah, she knew, obviously. It's very
all day I'll give it. I agree with that one. That one is, I like that one. Because why else would he be able to run up with Scooby-Doo? Come on now.
Steroids.
The
steroid biscuits. Doggy treats.
Yeah, for real. Alright, we were on 7.
What kind of name is Norville?
His
dad's name is Steve, and he chose to name his son Norville. Just for him to grow up to be a stoner rebel draft dodger.
Gotta love it.
Gotta love that. Alright, that was a good one.
It was a good one. I really like that one. That was a good debate.
Yeah.
Because that was... You got me... When you told me it's not possible, I was like, how?
That is out there.
Monsters really do exist in Scooby-Doo. Like, in the universe. Like, monsters are a thing.
Yet they're all wearing a mask. Being a person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Each time the gang catches a new monster, it always turns out to be a human in disguise, grumbling about how they would have gotten away with it if it weren't for you and the meddling kids and that dog. Monsters, the show tells us over and over again, are not real, but this Reddit theory poses an important question. If monsters don't exist, why is there a business dedicated to catching the fake ones?
To scam people?
The fact that Mystery Inc. keeps getting calls implies that supernatural fraud is an entire category of crime. One that wouldn't make sense or work if people didn't believe in monsters. Everyone in Scooby-Doo universe also seems to accept monsters as a normal and everyday occurrence, suggesting that monsters are real and the gang has just never actually caught one.
So they're going after the fake ones because people are pretending to be monsters.
Yeah.
To exploit the fact that there's real monsters.
More than likely. This is what I'm getting from it as well. But the fact that, like, they're calling up, they're like, hey, I got this ghost. And they're not freaking out about it. They're just like, hey, I got a ghost. Mm-hmm. Like, it's a normal thing. Or, hey, I got this goblin terrorizing people. You know what I mean? They're not freaking out about it. So this just tells you that it's a normal, everyday occurrence, that it is in fact real. They've just never actually caught one. Pretty shitty company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just catching fake ones. Pretending to be monsters.
Shaggy and Scooby-Doo are actors. I don't know where to go with that one, because that one is interesting. When danger calls... Oh, we didn't rate that last one. I gave that one like a 2. That one was stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, 2.
I have a feeling this one's going to be stupid, too. When danger calls, Shaggy and Scooby tend to run the other way. But what if the group's most cowardly members were actually pretending to be scared of ghosts, monsters, and other paranormal entities? According to this fan theory, Shaggy and Scooby are faking their over-the-top fear in order to draw the monsters out by posing as easy targets. They know they'll get spooked first, and thus make it easier for Mystery Inc. to trap the ghost, witch, pirate. / witch, pirate. Not all 3 in one. It's not a ghost, a witch, and a pirate. That's why Fred always pairs Shaggy with Scooby when they split up to investigate, and it's why, after many years of investigating the supernatural, the two of them still don't seem remotely used to it.
So they're acting like
they're acting like they're scared of it. It's like psychology there. They're playing mind games.
The ghost, monster, pirate thing
out
at them. But then why does Daphne always get captured?
Because she's dumb.
Yeah, she's accident prone.
She's accident prone.
Danger prone Daphne. But what are they acting for? They're pretending to act as part of the catching of the monsters?
What do you mean? Scooby and Shaggy?
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, they would be out there as bait, easy targets. Because they're always high and they're always eating, they're hungry, they're acting. So the monster sees them as easy targets and goes after them to capture or kill them. And then when they run away, Fred and the whole gang actually captures the monster because they're acting to be scared. They knew that the monster would go after them because they're scared.
Which gives Fred time to create his trap.
Exactly.
And get the monster.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. I've done it before.
I'm not quite sure what this last one is. There's a movie called Green Room.
Okay.
Apparently, it's just a gritty Scooby-Doo reboot. That was the 10th.
Green Room.
Yeah. The 2015 horror movie Green Room is about a band with a van that squares off against an evil old Nazi. The Scooby-Doo franchise is about a team that was supposed to be a band. Oh, we got some backstory there.
So a theory there. Supposed to be a band?
With a van that squares off against an evil old men who could also theoretically be Nazis. You do the math.
Like old escaped Nazis that didn't get tried at Nuremberg.
Yeah, I guess. And it's just like,
okay.
I've never seen Green Room, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, me neither.
Now, there was one other not off topic, but a different cartoon that I wanted to talk about, and I have to look it up real quick. So there's a theory on Ed and Eddie. I did a little bit of reading on it. We don't have to go over it entirely. There's a theory that all of the kids are dead. That they died between the 1960s and the early 2000s in the same area, and that's why they all live together. That's why they all have different tongues. Like colors. Like they all look, like the gritty look to them. And there's no parents. Because they're all dead.
The kids are all dead.
Yeah.
And they're living
in a cul-de-sac in purgatory.
Why purgatory? Why couldn't they move on?
I don't know. And it didn't really go into that, but it went into like who is what. So like Ed and Sarah. Ed was the dumb one. Sarah was a bossy sister. Mm-hmm. They died. I forget how they died, but it's just the way they portrayed themselves. They didn't have any parents. They had strict parents. So it's like that's why Ed does all the dumb shit, and she's very strict. She's trying to be the mom role. Like Eddie was a gambler. That's why he's always trying to get money. He was a gambler during the Depression. He died during the Depression. He was always trying to get money because it was the Depression. That's why he's always out looking for money. But yeah, and then Ralph, he did his job, what he does now, a farmer, sheep herder, and all that in the 70s. And he died. But yeah, they're all dead. But they all died as kids, not as like grown men.
Okay, so they're living in purgatory. In
purgatory, their natural lives, just all together.
With no parents.
With no parents, yeah.
It's like a purgatory.
That's why you don't see any parents.
I mean, parents are there, they're just, you don't see them. They go to school, too.
Yeah, that was the part that made me think about it, because they did have a episode where they go to school and shit like that. But, I don't know. It was just a wild theory that I wanted to talk about, but you just kind of trumped on that one. That they go to school and shit.
Yeah.
Well, damn.
But why are they living a life in a cul-de-sac?
Because that's where they all lived. It was that area. It was that cul-de-sac that they all lived at some point.
I guess it would make sense that they do go to school. Because they're just living their childlike lives.
Yeah, but if it's the afterlife, then fuck that.
But they don't know they're dead.
True.
They don't know. They're just living in purgatory. According to the theory.
Yeah, the theory was...
Yeah, the going to school thing doesn't really squash it. Technically. Because that's part of being a kid. Going to school.
Yeah. I didn't think about that. Because they actually do go to school. I still want to know what was under Double D's hat. That's the other thing. Yes. What's under Double D's hat?
What is that?
That's the other thing. He could be dead. Maybe it's his brain.
Maybe he got shot in the head.
Yeah.
And there's like brain matter everywhere. Skulls exposed.
Oh, I found it. It's a really long fucking article. But I'm not going to read it all. But, so like, who was it? Naz, the girl.
Yeah.
She was a...
Blonde girl? Yeah.
She was a, what do you call him? It doesn't say here. It says flower girl, but... Pinup girl. She's a pinup girl. That's why she's a flirt and all that.
But she's a kid. A pinup girl child?
Sure. It's the fucking 50s or the 20s. I don't know what went down. Yeah. But yeah, there's a whole thing. I'm telling you, it's a whole fucking thing. Yeah, Eddie was a 30s con artist trying to make a quick buck during the Depression. He drowned running away from a bunch of kids he scammed.
That sounds like something that would have happened to Eddie.
Yeah. So I didn't realize that it goes into how they died. So Ed and Sarah were your typical 50s children. Sarah, nice and innocent. Ed, reclusive and obsessed with monster movies and sci-fi. How they were killed is hard to ascertain. So let's go with a car crash.
Okay.
It's literally what it says.
Bus accident.
He said that seems reasonable. Naz was a 70s flower child who was, well, let's just say her death was not exactly PG. She's the only character whose parents supposedly died with her, but she was shut out of memory of them in the afterlife, explaining why she is the only kid who never receives demands from her parents. Interesting. Double D was the child of yuppie parents in the 80s. Career types who had no time for their son, leaving instructions written on post-it notes throughout their house, which stay with Double D in purgatory. He was killed when one of his science experiments go wrong and literally explodes in his face. He dies in the hospital after doctors attempt to save him, and he is scalped by the explosion. This explains the sock-like hat he wears.
With the 3 little hairs coming out.
Mm-hmm.
His head's all messed up.
Kevin was lived in a tough neighborhood in South LA in the 90s and was beaten to death by his alcoholic stepfather.
Where did they get that from?
In the afterlife, he envisions a perfect father who showered him with gifts in order to shut out the memory of the piece of shit dad of his life on Earth. Jimmy was always sickly and a secluded child who died after a long battle with leukemia in 2001.
2001?
Yeah. Year? I don't know.
Just throw a random year out there.
I don't know. Rolf was an immigrant farm boy from the early 1900s who was killed by an animal.
A sheep?
Sure.
A cow?
Just as an animal. And Jimmy was a lonely, poor kid from the fuck the poor 1920s who died of the sickness of which his family couldn't afford to treat him. And then, Eddie was a 30s communist. But so they're all dead. Ruin your childhood there a little bit.
Yeah, now it's a really sad show about purgatory. I did not expect that.
Well, it goes into more. The Canker sisters.
Fucking Canker sisters.
Supposedly, the Canker sisters are 3 teenagers who torments the Eds and the other kids. They're demons sent from hell.
So apparently these are bad kids. They have to live in purgatory and they have to be tortured by the Canker sisters. But Eddie has an older brother. Yeah, I'm about to read that. I was waiting for you to mention that. Yeah, he's finally, Eddie's brother, who is referenced throughout the show but is only seen in the movie, has a bizarre tongue and skin tone. But never appears in the cul-de-sac. Why? Because the only time he is seen, the Eds are visiting him in hell. Okay.
And then the article ends with, "You're welcome for ruining another childhood memory."
Yeah. Thank you, article writer.
Reddit user, what's his name? It's a Reddit user Destroyer 47949.
Destroyer
ruined. Yeah, that's his name. Maybe he's childhood
destroying people's childhoods.
So in the most respectful way, Destroyer, fuck you. I loved Ed, and Eddie.
Yeah. If only Jesus was here. He loved that show too.
Yeah.
But he's not.
No, he's not. And I feel like this is going a lot better without him. That wraps it up. Catch us next week. Thanks for listening. This is, what was it, episode 19? It's wild.
Yeah, episode 19.
It's wild, bro. We're going on to 20.
Knocking on the door.
All right, we'll catch you all next time. Bye.
Bye.